Wait, oh, there. I think mine kicked in. Hello.
It is mine.
Yes.
Oh,
Our,
good.
our microphones weren't working immediately.
Sorry, guys.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. How are you guys? Happy Monday. It's another Monday. Cha 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 cha. Oh my gosh, Kevin, you're still up.
Hey, Kevin.
Why up so late? What happened?
Why up?
What happened to you? Hey, how is everybody? The Pesmat, congratulations. Kevin, what happened?
What happened? You were saying that you were telling me who, you were telling me who the source of that was.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
They're super best friends. Matt McMuscles is who I know it from. You finished up an animation for the Newgrounds Jam. I didn't know there was a Newgrounds Jam. That's cool. I hope it's going well. Is it going to be out sometime soon so we can see it? Oh wow, and Kara's about done with her Animonthly. Yeah! Oh my gosh, it's nearly Animonthly. I'd forgotten.
It is nearly Animonthly.
Oop. Whop!
Elon Musk themed.
Elon Musk themed. Alright.
It's due tomorrow.
Is tomorrow Monday for you or Tuesday for you? It's Monday for us. Right now. As in, not tomorrow's Monday for us. Today is Monday for us. Oh, the Animorning challenge. Oh, cool. Oh, Kara, thanks for taking part.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I kept the form submission thing open.
Alright. Now, ladies. Oh, you got a request to join a reanimation project for an old Disney cartoon. Alan Alice, that's awesome. That's so cool. You think you're going to go for it? Could be a good learning experience and nice and fun too. I love Reanimated.
Okay.
I remember when I was planning to organise a Sonic Reanimated.
I remember that. It had a Tumblr and everything.
Yeah, it's still got a Tumblr. It's there for when I need it. But you didn't. We just started. So you're in good time. Are you okay, Mike? You just slammed into the desk.
I tried to slink into my seat.
Oh, you didn't. You managed to sink into the desk instead.
Yeah.
Good morning, Killer Chair. Oh, hello. It's my screen.
Yeah.
So, it's an Animorning challenge day today. So, the week's challenge was for you guys to animate an action in silhouette only. And we were hoping it would be something with like a ground plane or something not just profile. So let's go through. Basically, the point was to teach you guys the importance of really refining your posing and making sure that what's happening is super clear, even if all the interior details are completely blacked out.
Yeah. I'll copy a link to the tweet to show what the brief was.
Oh, hey. If we organise a reanimate, yeah, I'd love to do a Sonic Underground one, because that show was not great, so it could be a lot of fun to reanimate. But I planned to do it like last year, and then I just never found the time to organise it.
Josie coming in with a host. Thank you so much, Josie.
Yeah, hey Josie. Let's see, would tomorrow be a good day to show us a small animation? You can feel free to show it to us any time. We might not get back to you immediately just because things are super busy for us right now. And I've been finding it difficult to keep up with correspondence with people. Like, I'm lucky that I've had Mike to help me out with answering emails and stuff. Because I've been needing to get my head down and do a lot of work. So it's been difficult for me to prioritise that. But we would love to see it, and we'll do our best to answer you as soon as possible. But please, if we don't manage to get to it immediately, then don't feel like it's anything to do with you or the animation. It's just us. What we're busy with. Kevin, you know some of what we're busy with. I've got a weekend job at the minute as well, though. So that's keeping me pretty busy. I do some week work on it too, like on evenings and sometimes mornings, depending on when the deadlines for it are. If you wanted to send an animation for feedback, would be the best way to send it to us. You could either tweet it at us at the Doig and Swift Twitter, which is just at DoigSwift, or you could email it to us at doigswift@gmail.com. Either of those is perfectly fine. Or if you're in the peg bar, you can just tag us. Any of these methods works. So again, any of these methods may not be responded to immediately, not because we're not enthusiastic, but just because we're running around like headless chickens, trying to put out fires.
Yeah. Please understand.
Pokeboy, your arms are broken. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I just thought it was a fun thing to read out of context.
Oh, it's lyrics, India.
Oh, okay.
It should be lyrics that you recognize, India.
What? Your arms are broken.
My arms are broken, and I don't know why my chest is smoking.
I will heal you with my staff, and sure will look back on this and laugh. Now go! Yes. I thought you were just telling me my arms are broken. I was like, they could be, you know. I am feeling like I'm kind of falling apart a bit physically today.
You feel like you're physically falling apart.
Yeah, I feel like I'm held together with, like,
string. Is that why you sit in an egg cup shaped chair?
Yeah, it's to hold me in.
So you don't flow out the sides.
I don't slush. Yeah, that's exactly it.
How freaked out would our flatmate be if he came in and you were just like falling off both sides of your chair, just like.
I mean, you'd be pretty freaked out too.
Nah, I'd be used to it.
Okay. Is that what I do day to day?
You have various states of
liquidity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ordered a weighted blanket, guys, so hopefully like that's going to help me sleep as well, and that will help me feel a bit more physically put together, I think. Right now I'm all discombobulated.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I really hope it does work.
Me too.
Am I going to have to sleep under it too?
No.
Okay.
You can have it just on my side if you want. Like,
you could, like, well, if you fold it over, it'll be double weighted blanket.
Yeah, maybe that's good. Maybe that's what I want.
You'll be crushed
I just want
under
to be
the comfort.
Pinned. I like it.
Apparently.
Holy fuck, weighted blankets are the tits. That's high praise, Kevin. High praise indeed. Yeah, I've been having trouble sleeping, so I'm hoping it's going to help.
60 pounds of comfort.
60 pounds! I think I got an £8 one or something. You could get a £6 one at £8 ones. I got an £8 one. I was like, more weight! Better for me.
I was joking that
crack my spine.
That India would be like, this is what I'm like with a power, like a weighted blanket, and then she'd throw it off the bed, and it's like, this is me without the weighted clothing, and just like, power nap.
Yeah, like I train with it to get to sleep, and then like in 2 years I throw it off and I'm like, finally the weights are coming off, and then I just collapse and go to sleep, and I did it.
Are you kidding, Kevin? Kevin's saying
no. Kevin, you didn't know Swift was a kind of bird? Really? Dude, they're the coolest. They spend almost their entire lives in flight.
It makes way more sense with that piece of information.
I believe
as well.
they even sleep while in flight and mate while in flight.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I might be making that up. I think they do.
I think it's something people say.
You just thought it was just a cool mascot. It's not. It's more than that. It's my namesake.
There's also a silhouette of a Swift in the tile in the floor tiles upstairs.
It is.
Yeah.
It's my favorite floor tile.
Is it your favorite floor tile?
It is. Every time I go up, I'm like, there it is. I am a bird in name and soaring possibilities. That's beautiful, man. You should be a poet. Thank you.
My mum found a baby bird.
Baby bird.
And she made a Facebook post about it.
What did she do with it?
I think she rescued it. Maybe it was falling out of a tree or something.
What did she do with it though?
She put it in a box, gave it stuff to eat.
And then what did she do with it?
And now all I saw was, what do I do with the baby bird?
Let it go.
Yeah, it might not make it.
Don't say that. That's sad.
Tiny bird.
I feel bad for the bird there with Charlie, who's the cat your mum has with a massive head and a big appetite.
Charlie, the cat with the massive head and the big appetite.
Fun fact, most birds do not have peens, but some do. The birds mating at sea do.
Yeah, don't they have
what do birds have instead of peens?
Cloaca or something, and they just rub...
You mean cloaca?
Yeah. Whatever.
Coca.
You know then, isn't it just like a big fleshy pad thing that they rub together?
Really?
Something like that.
Wow. Interesting.
I'm not a bird expert.
No, that's okay. You don't have to be to know what a cloaca is. But that's cool. It's interesting.
Oh, is it a hole? Oh.
One hole for everything. Good to know. Oh, patoos are the best, pal bro. I love patoos. Patoos are amazing. Yeah, Kevin, if you haven't seen a patoo, then you have to. Bert's an expert in bird law. You're like Harvey Birdman. Attorney at law. Birds are the third sex. There's a sex is a spectrum which goes from like male to female, everything in between, and then bird. The secret third point of the spectrum.
If you've reached bird, you've gone far enough.
Keep going past bird and see what you find.
Lizard.
What do lizards have? Lizards have peens.
I don't know. They probably have cloacas too.
Yeah, that's true. They lay eggs. I don't know why that would affect if they have peens or not.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
I guess it wouldn't. I just figured like the plumbing might be very different down there if they're designed for eggs.
Well, the eggs are a different stage in the process.
Yeah, I know.
I
realise that now.
I've never thought about lizard genitalia before.
Oh, well, now you are.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Why would...
There's a lizard that only has females. They reproduce asexually. Oh, that's so cool.
That was in the
Good
film.
for them. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that was a plot point in the Godzilla film.
Yeah. And Jurassic Park. Life finds a way.
Do you think they...
I don't know. Was it said in Jurassic Park, was it that they spontaneously changed sex? I think it was because they used frog DNA from frogs that changed sex.
Yeah.
The nature is wonderful and amazing though. And it's weird that humans think that there has to be such a rigid way of thinking about things when we're like one species on the planet, a planet full of animals that are known to do like very different things to us in terms of gender and sexuality.
Clownfish change gender. There's a type of...
Bird always thinks about lizard genitalia.
There's a type of fish that the males are tiny and then the females are way bigger. Mm-hmm. But the males can turn... a certain male can turn into a female.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Yeah.
So it's like they hulk out.
Yeah.
And then they're like ready for the mating
They shulk out.
Season.
And clownfish change gender according to Analysis, which is cool. Animal genitalia can be a very cursed Google search. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to search that. I don't like looking at genitalia in general. It's a bit oogie.
Dogs freak you out a lot.
They do, I don't like it. Let's not talk about that, it'll make me feel sick.
Genuinely?
Yeah, it makes me actually feel queasy to think about it. Like, I dislike it that much. It's not the dog's fault. Poor doggos.
Blame the dog.
Yeah, it's not their fault I have a problem with their genitalia. It's just like, sometimes the dog dicks are just out there and I don't want to see them. It makes me feel weird and uncomfortable.
Is it because it looks so red and angry?
Oh, please don't. It makes me feel ill. Let's get back onto animation. that wonderful thing that we were all here to celebrate and look at this morning before we got onto a subject of lizard genitalia.
How did we get here from birds?
I mean,
You said
dogs
mating
are
while
animals.
they're flying. I think this is your fault.
Not my fault.
You said they mate while they fly. How is that possible?
You said, how's that possible?
Did I?
I said, I don't know. Yeah, we have a whole proof bod for you if you want to listen back to it.
Carrot and I shame Goblin when he gets too excited. For context, everyone, Goblin is Kevin's dog.
Not an actual goblin that they have in their house. See you, Alan Alice. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Do you have a minute to talk about the How Did We Get Here tour? Sheath that sword. Yeah. Okay, put that away. Back into the fluff. Let me just believe that you're just fluff all the way down and there's nothing there. Please don't let that be this week's challenge. Don't worry. Dog dicks are not this week's challenge. I promise. And if I have anything to say about it, they will never be a challenge. We can just go back to pretending they don't have them.
I am now humming the song by Florence and the Machine, but replacing the lyrics. And it's usually Dog Days Are Over.
No!
But it's now Dog Dicks Are Over. Just going over and over in my head.
Oh, that's a good theme for the day's stream, I guess. Because they are over.
They're cancelled.
And we're into animation.
Okay, we're ready. This one is by
Trev Barnes.
Or on Instagram, Kubeba Studio _studios.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Abba-da-boba. Ooh, nice. Oh, I like that camera shake a lot.
Nice.
Nice to see you using the camera shake.
So the theme for this week was to animate in silhouette. I think you said that, but for anyone joining now, that's what the challenge was. Was. Whatever it is, because
it was. Anyway, I won't get into that too much. Let's have a look through frame by frame and see if there's anything we can see that we could like call out as being something that could be changed.
Well, I like the use of the grid.
Yes.
Lets us clearly
nice
see
grid.
Foot placement.
True dat. Like, these are nice clear poses as well. I like the way that you're demonstrating that tilt with the leg as well. Having it come towards us in like a cylindrical shape. Very nice. Nice anticipation as well. I wouldn't mind a little bit more anticipation on this since we're about to whoosh away.
Yeah.
You know, I think you could also potentially put these on ones and put a few more of them, like do it on ones and have 4 frames instead of on 2s with 2 frames. Just because it will really make the difference between your timing thing if you have the exposure suddenly speed up as well.
Nice use of eye trace though. Oddness with the grid here.
Yeah. I'd say it looks like you just forgot to switch the grid between the two.
Gotcha.
I think that's all that happened. If it had this grid, I think it would feel much more convincing, which is good. Here we go! Let's see. I think the spacing here feels a little bit like your character is kind of stuck in one position. And because they're not getting significantly bigger, it doesn't really feel like they're traveling through space more than just rotating. So to get to this pose, I think you could increase the size of this one a bit more. So we feel like they're slowly traveling through the air towards us. The shapes and silhouettes are nice though. I feel like I can pretty much see.
I mean,
this one is the one I'm unclear on.
Yeah, is it a case of like a two path motion here where it's like they go straight up and then by the power of ninja they dart forward? By the power of ninja. Or is it they've leapt?
So this is what I'm seeing.
Because it would imply with the lines in the first shot, the lines are vertical, so that implies to me that they've gone straight up, like. and
Yes.
then they've sort of turned in the air, so they have, and then like a. Did you get that?
No, I don't know what the puff puff means.
It means they're not moving in one arc like this. I think they have went.
Oh, you think they're using ninja powers
Yeah.
to dart?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've ninja darted.
In that case, some demonstration of the powers will be helpful, like them flickering a little bit in this pose before pinging to this. I think would be good. If it's a gradual jump, I don't know whether I should call it a gradual jump, but if it's a jump motion toward cam, have these poses slowly scale up more. What you giggling at?
Vert MB says India is just drenched in spit because I'm like.
These starting poses. Starting poses. I hope you can read my writing. I should have done it in all caps. I should have used animator.
If it's a jump motion toward cam, have these starting poses slowly scale up more.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm just drawing in what I'm seeing with the silhouette.
I think that particular frame, the silhouette could be clearer.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unclear here too. Like I can't tell if that leg is backwards or forwards. And I think you could make that explicit. Remember to use your things like the elbows and the shoulders to really like show the landmarks on your character. Because the scale of the foot there is really big, so it implies that it must be coming forward because it lands. He lands on that foot in the next one. Whoops. There we go. So I'm assuming it's coming forward. Like that.
Peep hits me.
Help me! Wake up, please! Shut up, damn!
Hey Bertie, good morning. How are you?
The final vert has arrived. Come on and smash. And welcome to the class.
Mike was boasting that he beat you yesterday or something.
No, let's clarify
He
that a
he
little
was
bit.
going on about how like he beat you and it was amazing
I said that
at
I was.
Smash and how he usurped you.
I said I was able to smash Verdi off of the stage. And in one match I survived longer than Verdi did, and it made me happy.
You gotta get beaten up now. She's gonna smash
She's
you.
gonna fight me, thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey, it's only gonna make you stronger.
Oh, cool. Your sub gave someone a cool pride emote, Verdi.
Oh, that's awesome! Heck yeah! And then we have this slight rotation coming around here, which is nice. This is well telegraphed. The thing is, I'm kind of losing the head here a bit. Like, I can't really tell if this is the head
I think that is.
or if this is the head.
I think that's their shoulder. But I can't.
Well, then what's this?
A fold in the clothing? I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I think you could just make that a bit clearer. Is this the head? Because if that's the head, then that's pretty small for the head. Given the size of everything else. Given the size of how big the head was earlier. That seems extremely small.
I think they got big shoulder pads, maybe?
Well, like I said, for how big it was earlier, it seems pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Seems small compared to previous frames.
Oh, cool. Hey, Kevin. Kevin's just like, get him, D.
Get him, D.
Oh, is this the head? What?
Nothing.
Are you laughing at my voice?
Yeah.
Because, like, I think something like that would make sense, potentially. You know? I'm just not exactly sure. I'm finding it difficult to trace where the head is. In these.
Gotcha.
I like the way that the hands are rotating around here. That's real nice. And then we have... Pachoo! There it goes! Yeah, I would have loved to have had a few more frames here just because it feels so sudden at the end for it to happen. But it's nice. Like, I think you could anticipate that a little bit more. Maybe put these on 3s instead. These anticipation frames. Or even 4s. Like, just to really telegraph that he's about to do something before he does. Maybe even leave a little blur of him behind.
I think emotion wise, if the I think Vert's shown, sorry, Drev is showing here that they're able to propulse themselves by their hands.
Yes.
I think if you want to keep their feet forward like you are in the other frames, what I would do is have them move their center of gravity back so that their feet are in front of them, so they're almost like skiing almost, and then like boom, because otherwise if their feet are behind them and the force is hitting their torso, they're probably going to be leaning a lot further forward. Does that make sense? Because in the next one it feels like they're still upright and they're like that, like they're almost like sliding. But
yeah. I think it makes sense.
Help me! Wake up, Sid! Shut up, Dale!
But it might want to be telegraphed in the silhouette slightly better.
yeah,
So you might want to.
I think we still want to see the far leg in that pose.
Yeah, like, hold on, let me see where it would be.
Sorbet Owl, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub.
Like, I feel like you want to break through the silhouette with that elbow, and you want to really like push the foreshortening here. To really make it feel like his arms are pushing him forward, you know? Just that back arm, I might need to adjust the front arm to account for it. To make sure that they're both visible in silhouette. But yeah, something like this pose might be a bit clearer. Oh, by the way, guys, this is like out of the blue, but I was chatting to Pat on Saturday, and I found out that he also likes TMNT, and we were kind of just geeking out about it, and it ended up with Pat and me like looking through a bunch of the storyboards and the finished animation for it, and like talking about what was so good about it. And Mike suggested that we do like a stream where we break it down and analyze it, since he seemed to think that you guys might find that like cool or useful, and it might help promote the show as well. So I was thinking about maybe doing that this weekend if you guys are interested. Like, it would be like an animation analysis and breakdown of it, and we could pop it on our YouTube channel at the end afterwards too.
Yeah.
But that was fun. It was fun to find another fan to geek out.
Pablo says that they started watching TMNT this weekend and they're loving it.
Oh, Palbro! I'm so happy you did. I'm also like super duper happy that you're liking it, because I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's like, I love the dynamics in it so much. It's got such like good models for healthy relationships. What?
No, I'm just laughing at the kinds of interactions and interplay between the characters is really goofy and wholesome.
It is. It's wonderful.
Did I hear TMNT?
You did!
Shut up, Dale!
Golden Sheepy, thank you so much.
Thank you for the Twitch Prime
Yeah,
sub.
thank you very much for the sub. You did.
You gave us
I'm
an
back
emote.
on my bullshit. Can't go 5 minutes without talking about it. Mike knows this now.
I do.
I'm sure Mike's sick of it now. He watched new episodes with me this weekend. That was really fun.
India's made a... Can I say? What do you want to say?
You can say if you want. I've got like a little Tumblr blog now
Yeah.
for me to dump TMNT fan sketches on. Because I basically didn't want to overpower my account with it. I'm still going to put TMNT stuff on my main account, but I just don't want to like dump every single sketch I ever do on there. Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
gonna...
Golden Sheepy, I'm so happy that you like it. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I love it. It's so goofy and fun. Oh, Verti, you were thinking you should make your own YouTube channel. Heck yeah, isn't just job a marketing job for TMNT. They should hire me for that. Hey, Rise of TMNT, hire me to market your show. I'll talk about it more. Give me money to talk about it more. I'm doing it anyway. You're geeking out for the wrestling episode. Oh, Jessica Jacqueline, she's great, isn't she? The way she walks with like zero gravity. She just like leans constantly. She's always in a power pose.
I don't remember that character. Let me look that up.
She like shakes Leo's hand while she's like basically horizontal.
Oh, she's the one who's... Yeah.
She's I want to call it the ringmaster because I don't know wrestling very well.
There she is.
She's great. So Verti's thinking you want to animate, board, and tell stories and practice using your voice more. So why aren't you also trying out storytime animation? You could totally do that, Verti. You would have a bunch of fun stories to tell. I think you'd like do super well at that. And like even if it wasn't storytime animation, I think it's a good call just to make a YouTube channel, if nothing else, and for your rough boards. You know? There needs to be more boarders on YouTube showing their stuff because it's super fun to watch.
Boarding is like really... It's like... It's the story central part of animating, I think.
Yeah.
Like that's where you can learn the most about storytelling through animation, I think. Is
Yeah.
boarding.
Well, boarding is one of the most creative parts of the process. It's rough. It's difficult. Boarding always is always a challenge for me. It's a good challenge. It's a kind of challenge I like. That's why it's so fun.
What advice you?
I'm saying
giving
that
drivers
here,
now?
I think the foot feels a little bit flat coming in.
Oh,
I like the
gotcha.
twist, but I think like it just like lining up perfectly with that feels a bit strange.
Gotcha.
So I would probably adjust the shape just to make it like give it like a little bit more of a rounded edge, because we have, you know, on our feet we have the pad for our toes and we have our heel, and then we have our Achilles, not our Achilles arch, our arch. I'm not familiar with what it's called. There's a certain name for it. Something arch.
Yeah, I don't think it's the Achilles arch, but it is the arch of your foot for sure.
Yeah, and shoes have this too. So they will frequently, like if you're looking at a shoe and it's not 100% completely flat to the ground and slide on, then you will be able to see the curvature of the shoe.
Yeah.
So since we're looking down, according to the grid on this shoe, you would see slightly the curvature of the toe and the heel. Since we're looking down.
Josie says, India,
Yeah.
every time you talk about something you love, I can't help but smile. Your
Aw.
enthusiasm is amazing.
Oh, Josie, thank you. I love hard, man. Whenever I get into a game or a series or something, like I get into it hard. I love it so much. Are you looking for Jaffa? Mike's looking for Jaffa cakes, but he's eating them all.
Just in case. Call me out.
You would see the curvature
Of the Jaffa cake.
I'll write that if you say it.
Jaffa, Jaffa, Jaffa.
No! Curvature of the shoe. Over the shoe. Nice grids too. I think that's like...
think that's your...
Yeah, like I could put here maybe more anticipation. Would be nice. Since I said that, but I haven't actually written it down, and just in case he doesn't actually listen to this, but just looks at the notes.
I wish there's probably a ton of content out there, but I wish the stuff that was viewed more on YouTube and that rose more through recommendations are videos that are positive, like positive about shows, not like this show is dead and this is terrible and this is why. I'm like, this show is amazing and here's the reasons why you should watch it.
Yeah.
Like Super Eye Patch Wolf is like why you should watch this, and has a positive, and he makes videos about things he genuinely cares about.
Yeah.
Like, more of that, please.
I could do that. Maybe I should do that. But the thing is that I don't have enough confidence in my opinion. Sometimes I'm scared that because I love something so much, I have the love goggles on.
Love goggles.
Yeah. But there's reasons that I like things.
Yeah.
And the reasons are often things like well-written characters, well-written episodes, a good balance of comedy and drama.
Here's the thing. When you don't like something, you're just as like, I don't like this. This is, you call it out.
Yeah.
But you don't really share that.
I guess I'm scared that people will tell me off.
People will, what do you mean people will tell you
They'll
off?
be like, I can't believe you said that about my favourite show. I respected you. You're a fraud.
Oh, well, like...
You bullshit. I can't believe Stacey got with Gavin. That ruined everything. It ruined the whole character. And I'll be like, oh. Maybe I'm wrong. And I won't be secure enough in my opinion to be like, no, that's okay. They just have their opinions and I have mine. I'll be like, oh no, I'm terrible. Need more security.
That's one show
myself.
we haven't watched yet is OKKO.
Yeah, it's true. We haven't seen OKKO yet.
Very
and I really want to because there's a Sonic episode.
Oh yeah. There's a crossover.
But yeah, Verti, you can totally do that stuff yourself. I would love to see you put together a channel. I think you do really well. OKKO is on your favorites. It's so cute.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay,
I'll
I'll move on to the next one. But this is awesome. I'm gonna add
a stream marker so that we know.
Okay.
That the next one's coming up.
Thank you, Dreb. This is awesome. Like, nice job. On the whole, very nice silhouette. Some nice bits, especially with the rotations. I really like. There are some parts I think the silhouette could be a little bit clarified with the figure. But this is really fun, and I like the camera shakes as well. I think for the second camera shake, you could add a little bit more. It feels like it's very slight. Add a few more ups and downs. When I do camera shakes, I like to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's how many I do. And that's how I think about it in my head as I'm doing it. So that's how I count them.
One more time on that.
Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up.
Okay, so like 4 pairs of up and downs.
I guess so.
Okay.
Up and downs. I like that.
Okay, stream marker. Next.
Yeah, I guess that's part of what I'm worried about too, though, Verti. It's like, there's so many people who go onto YouTube and use it to voice really crappy opinions about why something's bad. And I wouldn't want to be lumped in with those people. There are so many people who make very uninformed critiques of things, and of course everyone is entitled to their opinion, but it comes to a point where it kind of feels very cruel to the show to be uninformed about it, but like also using this large platform to tell people it's no good.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at blah blah neebs. Oh, scary! Oh, I'm frightened. Of course. Of course. Blah blah Neve, I love you so much. This is great.
I think there's audio with this one as well.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
man, I can't hear it.
Oh.
Hold on. Can the stream hear it?
No.
Damn it. Coffee Doodles, you did come at a good time. Oh my gosh, this is great. Yep. Loving it. Rah! Okay, let's have a look. So, I really love that you're using the squash and stretch on the
No.
on the head now to show that surprise, because that take is great. And the way that you've delayed the arms afterwards as well. And look at that, you're not twinning. That's awesome. Nice job. You could have a little bit more of a recoil after that. So like they pop up in surprise, they come down slightly further than they end up, and then they settle back up again. All the while the arms are going down. That would add even more nuance to this movement as they settle down into it. And then the sliding eyes are nice. Like normally people's eyes dart. So I don't know if you should have like more time between that, where we just hold this and then we slowly have the eyes slide over. I think that an extra beat here would really help. So maybe hold for 6 to 8 frames. Here to add a beat.
It's cool, yeah. Hey, yeah.
So normally people would dart their eyes, but I kind of like the awkwardness of the eyes sliding here. I think it helps be like, I've been caught. And then it's nice that you lead with the eyes and then you start turning the head. You could have the head start to turn first and then the body follow. That might be nice.
I've just realized how they were doing like the opening mouth. Was they were squashing and stretching their donut.
Oh, nice. Clever. That's clever. Let's see. Try leading with head. I like how my critique is nothing to do with the silhouette. I've immediately become distracted by the character animation at the end. Let me ping back to the silhouette in a sec. This is hilarious though. I love this.
I'm still laughing.
Yeah, this is great. And then like arms settle last. Just to break up the movement.
Pablo's making notes.
Yeah.
Let's
Like
see.
you just want to like offset things a little bit. Makes it a little bit more interesting and textured, you know? Even if it's just by 1 or 2 frames that something ends up settling or easing in after everything else is finished moving. Bear in mind that often your eyes will ping to it if it's a big movement too. So you can use that to direct people's eyes. If you want them to end up looking at the face, then you might want to move the face last. Or add a blink or something. People will always look at the largest movement. Yeah, and then like this is great. I do feel like you could get the legs engaged a little bit more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like just in terms of when Bagel ends up like veering to the extreme right and extreme left, when they're at their most lent over, you could have one of the legs take the weight, or you could have the legs just skew slightly over, so it feels like they're being pulled by the body.
All right, Kevin, take care.
See you, Kevin. Thanks for coming by.
VertMB is saying I was going to make a YouTube where I interview animators on an animated talk show.
Oh, that's fun.
Sounds really cool.
That is fun. Would you use like character animator to do it? You know, where you can use puppets and they will kind of go along with the lip sync.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's serviceable.
Oh, okay. You're saying Kara is submitted to the place.
Thank you. Thank you, Kara. Squash. Stretch.
It's not come through yet.
Is there potentially a delay on it?
Don't think so. So let me just link the form.
So yeah, so things like this with the silhouette. I think the right hand elbow here we could be a bit clearer in that it's overlapping. So
Oh, she put it in the peg bar. I can grab it from there.
like having it very clearly overlap is helpful. Like work that negative space if you're able to with your rig. I know that you are constrained slightly. Work that negative space!
Oh, I forgot. I asked people what they felt like they learned from
Oh yeah, from this.
from taking part, and so let me just.
Oh yeah, please catch us up while I make these little sketches.
Okay. Yeah, take me a little bit because Google doesn't format it nicely to begin with.
Make hand crossing silhouette as clear as possible. Whoop. Yeah, this is really fun. Like, I like the little vignette you have as well. I think this pose could be clearer. Like, I can't quite tell what they're doing. I'd assume they're like laughing. They're like meh. But if that's true, I think you could clear up that silhouette a little bit. Like, depending on what you're trying to have them do. Like, if you're trying to have them laughing, you could have like the shoulders come up a little bit. If you're able to pull the shoulders out, and then have the arms like crossed over, and it's like oh he oh he oh oh ah 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 oh oh.
So on the previous one that we looked at, Drev Barnes's, they said that they learned. I learned about the importance of angle changes when drawing on model. It helped me understand how I can shorthand my roughs in a way that will save me time when in betweening. I struggled with making appealing silhouettes while keeping the volumes in mind.
Nice, yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad that it helps you figure out a way to maybe rethink how you do your roughs. Silhouettes are great for that. Sometimes when I do rough animation, I will just silhouette it. And it's much faster than drawing all the detail on the character, let me tell you, and I can go in and fill in the detail later.
And Blah Blah Neeb, who we're looking at now, said, learn to adjust things to fit the camera perspective. For example, had to move the jaw slightly to the left so all the teeth lined up correctly in the silhouette.
Oh, nice. Interesting. That is super interesting. These cycles are super fun. And then again, you just want to make sure that you like are making sure the silhouette is cleared up. Like if you can overlap things, then it will make things much clearer. So work with overlap. And overlap is basically like you never want the lines of two things to converge too close together.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you what I mean. I'll doodle this on blah blah neebs and then get rid of it. But say you have a character standing and they've got a stripy t-shirt on and then they've got a hand. Like, is the hand in front of or behind the body? Like, you can't really tell because the body line lines up perfectly with the arm line. Whereas if you just make sure that you overlap that a little bit, suddenly it's clear. And it's all in this little bit down here. Just making sure that the hand like diverges from that line.
Yeah.
You know, or you could do it the other way where you have the body line and then you make it very clear that that's like vanishing behind it. That's a bit less clear, I think. Less successful.
Yep. Overlap is a good way of communicating depth. So you've got the
Yes.
form of the arm that is in front of the form of the body, and having that overlap lets you communicate that really clearly.
Exactly. So, like, two of those are very clear, like where the hand stands, but the other one isn't. So just be aware of that when you're animating and doing silhouettes.
Keep those drawings. Why are you?
Oh, because I didn't know if they would be confusing to blah blah neeb when they looked back.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but basically just making sure that this silhouette has overlap shows us here that the hand is coming back out from behind the head, whereas if it's like more or less flush with the line of the head, it's kind of harder to tell. Yay. I like this little overshoot that the hand does. I think you could drag that hand a little bit more, just so it doesn't feel like it's traveling the same rate as the head. So it's not traveling. Like, it's all about breaking things up, essentially. That's the main notes I have on your stuff, blah blah. And it's mainly because 3D animation, like, sometimes it's difficult to break up those movements. But that's the main thing, is just like adding a bit more texture to things. It's not same speed, I guess. Rate of movement. Fancy way of saying it.
It's kind of like if you were parallaxing a background, things moving at different rates.
Yeah, you don't want everything moving at the same rate or it flattens it out, and it's the same with movements in general.
Vary your rates? Rate of movement? I'm trying to think of a good, concise way to describe it.
Yeah, just varying your spacing and your timing. Super nice. Love this. Yeah, this is so fun. Blah blah neeb, yours are always super fun. I love him.
Definite appeal.
I love him. Do it for him. Yeah, this is awesome. I love it. Nice way to play with the idea of silhouette as well. Join your free animation classes with Doig and Swift. Well, we can only teach us stuff that we know, which isn't everything. But we'll do our best to give you guys some good feedback. Oh yeah, Boogie would have been great for this, Verti. And good morning, Tib.
Hey, Tib.
Let's see. Okay, so we're on to Jack's. So this is Jack L. Draws. Thank you for popping your name onto it. I appreciate it. Let's have a look. What does silhouette go do? Oh, nice. I like how he's like, screw that. Don't get your hands shot, man. Okay, so first note. You know what would have helped this a lot?
Yes.
A floor plane, man. Would have helped you keep things a little bit more consistent with the sizing when he runs away here. I think that's the main thing that I saw in terms of the consistency is just like the size here compared to the size on some of these other frames. Like it feels like he gets very small very fast for the perspective implied by the box if the box is sitting straight on the grid. So I think a floor plane would really help you. So add floor plane. They're good for you. They're part of a balanced breakfast. Nutritious, delicious. They're floor planes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There's dream stuff going on.
Dream stuff?
Hey, Doig and Swift. You two had a cameo in my dream this morning. Doig wanted everything to be pin-up. That's alright.
That sounds like real life.
And Freddy says, Doig pins India up to a wall using a thumbtack on her shirt.
It's just like that Home Alone scene at the end where Marv and Harry have Kevin up against the wall. I am going to kill the next person who doesn't use a grid. It's true. The next person doesn't. You don't know when it's going to happen, but I will have my vengeance at some point.
Could always make it a like only entries with grids get feedback.
Oh, but that's so mean.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, is the thing.
I could.
Couldn't do it.
If you've learned anything from the dynamic between India and I'm the mean one.
Yeah, he is the mean one. Let's see, where can we clarify the silhouette? So here I think silhouette's a little clearer on what's happening with that foot. Did I spell silhouette right? Who knows? No, there's no way to tell. We'll never know. Oh, I wrote silhoot. That isn't how you spell it.
Silly hoot.
Silhoot.
The number of times I had to Google how to spell silhouette every time I was writing it in the challenge brief or for the stream this morning.
Really?
Silly hoot.
Mike, it's such an easy word to spell. Who would get that wrong?
How do you spell it, India?
Silhoot. So, you know, you could have it so the foot is up here. If that's going to be your next frame, is going to be them swinging it over, or maybe, oh, maybe this is what you were going for. I think I got it. I think I got what you were going for.
I've got a like creepy.
Oh
like,
no!
What?
I'm sorry. I get creeped out easily, so it's a worrying start to a sentence.
I've got like a creepy tune in my head.
Oh no! This is how it starts. It's the start of a horror movie. Mike's got a weird, mysterious, creepy tune in his head, and he's going to hum it on stream, and everyone's going to keep humming it, and then bad things are going to start happening to people.
Okay, fine.
And it's going to be called the Calamity tune.
I think it's from a kids show or something.
The Calamity Chorus is going to be the name of the movie.
It's like. But it's got like a sort of higher pitched female voice. But what I've got in my head now is like if there was sort of a villain-esque thing from like Over the Garden Wall, but it's called Silly Hoot now. And it's like do 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 silly hoot.
There used to be a series that I watched as a kid with puppets, about puppets being in your garden. Well, they weren't puppets, but they were about trolls or something being in your garden. And it had this really creepy tune, and it would play over the credits. And the credits were like just a wall with vines on it, with names scrolling up it.
Oh.
And the tune was like and I've never been able to find the show again, but I've always remembered the song at the end because of how weird and creepy it was.
What would a Doig and Swift theme tune sound like? We'll leave that there. Put a pin in that one.
I did it. I wrote it. Actually, there's this tune I've always wondered where it came from. That's been stuck in my head since I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure that it was from a cartoon show. No one's ever been able to tell me what it was. If you want, I can sing it for you guys, and you can see if you recognize it. I feel like here, because his...
I remembered the song.
You did? What is it?
It's a Russian lullaby, I think.
Oh. Yeah. The one that's designed to be creepy.
Yeah. You've heard it, right?
Push arm in depth.
It's like tilly tilly boom. That one. Have you heard it?
Yeah, you've played it for me like a million times.
I'm gonna play it again for the stream.
There's puppets in the garden, says Tibbs. And Eve Austrian says India is allowed to mock people for how they say things, like Kuwaika, because she says things weird and gets mocked for it all the time. It's true. Will you stop? Come on. He started off this morning stream by playing really sad music, and now he's playing really creepy music.
But that
nice
was
silhouette here.
Silly hoo.
Stop it!
That's
oh, I did it again. I wrote silhoot. It's your fault. Damn it. Nice silhouette here. There are people who think it's pretty and people who think it's creepy. And I am in the camp of people who think it's creepy.
It's amazing.
Like, I think you could clarify where legs are in this silhouette. But yeah, let me sing you guys that song that I was saying that I haven't been able to find anyone who knows what it's from. It goes do 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 do.
I know that one.
Yeah, see what I mean?
So wait, is that what you were talking about with the creepy vines over the thing?
No, this is something I was talking about where I've had this tune in my head for ages and it feels like it's from a cartoon, but I've been unable to remember which it's from. Let's get some legs in there of him swinging them over, you know? Yeah, it does sound familiar, right? Like, almost everyone I talk to is like, I feel like I know that. But no one can actually tell me where it's from. And I sure as heck can't remember. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Brady's like, the song that wipes your memories.
Ah, that old one.
It feels like sort of fantasy-esque.
I feel like it's like a villain's theme or something that plays as you zoom in on castle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from like Dungeons and Dragons or something. If you're going to push this arm forward, you want to have the other one go back. Although actually, if they're running with that leg forward, then the other arm would be back. In which case, jabba 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 jab.
Jabba jabba joob joo.
Jabba jabba jabba. Jabba jabba jabba. Jabba jabba jabba. Jabba jabba jabba. Jabba rub jub 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 jub. Oh, I do want to see good Russian animation. I want to see good any animation. Wait, what? Oh, Terraria. Okay, cool. I was like, wait, you did what to Nick Elaine?
She beat his wall of flesh.
Break silhouette with arm. My arms are broken and I don't know why my chest is smoking.
Well done on turning that around on me, Coffee.
To break silhouette. I will heal you with my staff. Wah! I like this pose. It's fun. And then... So, watch size.
I'm sorry, Tibbs is like India halfway through animation reviews. I'd like to see any good animation. Absolutely brutal, India.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean any of the
know.
animations I'm looking at now aren't good. I just meant I always like to see good animation. Now is included. You know what has good animation?
Turtles.
As they run away. A floor plane. Perspective grid. Will help. I like the way that they start like... Do they get hit by bullets here? No, they don't. It goes past them. It looks kind of like it glances off them.
Off their elbows. Ching-ching.
Ching, 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 ching. I like that they like jump up facing the guns and then kind of turn around. That's fun. Yeah, just be aware of the arcs you're using as well on the arms and such. You know? You want to make sure everything feels like it connects together. And you probably want to detail if this is where they're turning around. Yeah. You might want another frame in there to show the turn. Or have that frame twist. Instead. So they're already like... They're already twisting away. Or add twist here. And then like again you just want to make sure that you're really demonstrating where that hand is, and be wary as well of the line of action going through the character.
For MB says,
and try and keep to that.
Isn't a floor plane just called a bus?
Ah! That's a good one. Yeah, and don't be afraid to push that perspective on that run. Like have the leg come toward the cam and the other leg go away from it. Don't be afraid to push the perspective. So in general, just a little bit of clarification on the silhouettes needed. It'd be nice to see some more twist in your poses as well. they all feel very like straight on at the minute. I'd love to see this character twist around and for you to show that through the posing. I think. I'm gonna make a little note at the beginning. Whoops, I went past the beginning. I'd love to see more twist in the posing.
The Big Top Burger characters are made in 3D. I did not realize that.
Big Top Burger?
Yeah, where the kids have put a little animated series.
Wait, you didn't know that was 3D?
No? I thought it was grease pencil in a 3D environment in Blender, but I didn't know the models themselves were 3D.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't believe you didn't know it was 3D. It seems obviously 3D to me.
Oh.
That's just interesting. Twisting the poses.
I would wish to
nice job, Jack L. Draws. This is a fun idea too.
I would wish to pick Worthy Kid's brain.
Well, you could always message them and see if they want to chat.
I could always do that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're super friendly, cool person. They must get a lot of messages, but...
The rigs have a shimmer bone. Ooh. Oh, thanks for the info, Fuzzbot.
I'm going to move on to the horse silhouette. Thank you, Jack L. Draws. This is Marshmallow Comet. Haley Marshall. Thank you very much for taking part in the challenge. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. The nice horse run cycle there.
Yay, cool.
The one thing I'd say is I would have loved to have seen this from a more challenging perspective. So I would love to have seen this 3/4 with a wide focal lens or something. Because silhouette is difficult, but it's made a little bit easier by being in profile. Just because everything is quite flat on. So if you were to do the exercise again, I'd love to see something more in perspective. But as this is, like, the silhouettes are... The overall movement is really nice here. Let me check again. You've got that nice ripple going along the back, which is nice.
Thank you for the advice, Eve.
I think you could do more of a whip thing with the tail here.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could... Oh. And so on. So it's more of a whip motion. So could add more of, I guess a wave would be a better way to put it.
A sine wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you want to make sure that you don't lose some of the feeling of solidity and form between frames like these, where you have the chest not really detailed in its full shape, more just like a straight line that goes from leg to leg. You want to like detail where the chest is, where it thins out a little bit. You know, just make sure that you keep that nuance of shape. You be careful things like the legs don't get shorter here. Careful, like, doesn't get too short.
Eve asks, are you allowed to use bounce light to define shapes? You mean for this challenge? Because for this challenge, no.
Yeah, no, only silhouette.
Only black, and black is a soul. Disclaimer, silhouettes do not have to be black. They can be any color you choose.
Yeah. You can have fun with it. Get funky!
Which reminds me, I got to upload
Carrots, right?
carrots, yeah.
Awesome.
Show in folder. Do 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 do. Oh, you're totally welcome to, Verdi.
What is Verti asking?
Maybe I can do a quick boogie animation for this challenge later this week when I'm off. I got 3 days off in the middle of this week somehow.
Do it. Sounds fun. Da 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 da. And just careful things don't get a bit too blobby. Like, keep this horse nice and lean. Keep this horse nice and lean, you hear me? Listen to me!
Keep your horse lean.
Yeah.
But don't make it lean too much or I'll fall over.
Oh! Oh, ho, 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 ho!
Thank you.
Yeah. Keep horse.
I will. No. Wait.
What?
I was gonna come be right back, but we don't have juice, so
We don't have juice, sorry.
it's okay.
You could go and get some.
I will go and get some today.
Oh, I love you.
You only love me because I bring you things.
That's not the only reason.
Okay.
Don't let it get too blobby. Would you go straight after the stream? Would you get me a coffee?
I might get you a coffee.
Oh, blessings of angels upon me. Are you going to insist on, like, spending 3 hours browsing Twitter and showering and
No! I will shower.
I knew it. Can't stop you. Can't stop you from maintaining basic levels of hygiene. I can only approve.
Cool.
Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Pablo, can you time out BN Motive? They're being a troll.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Be a motive? But because he's called you smelly, you
Yeah.
are smelly. That's why you need a shower.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep consistency between the limbs, I think is keep consistency between limbs.
Thank you, Pablo.
Can't believe it. Can't believe you've done this. Yeah, like that's my main note though. Like, I think you could refine the head of the horse a little bit in terms of the shape. But I'm very bad at drawing horse heads. Like sometimes, like here, the neck feels like it gets a bit thin.
Horse heads and necks are a lot larger than you think they are.
Yeah, like they have pretty thick necks and they arc over like this. They very rarely go the opposite direction. From what I've seen, and I am not someone who knows horses super well, but from what I've seen, they tend to arc over like that.
Righto, Pauladino.
Don't let the neck get too thin. Then that would be a thin pony. Let me just move this back a frame to the right drawing. There we go. What?
Verdi says, I've heard horses described as anxiety couches.
What does that mean? They give you anxiety?
I don't know.
Because I was on a horse. We went to some kind of camp at one point, and horse riding was available, and people were like, "You should do horse riding, and do you do horse riding?" And I did it. I got on a horse and I rode the horse around the paddock, and it was awful and terrifying, and I hated it, and I was scared every second for my life. And the entire trip around was just me desperately clinging to the horse and trying not to fall off.
She was face planted. It was great.
It was so big. The horse was enormous, and staying on the horse was a constant challenge because it was like the body of the horse was rocking from side to side, you know, as I was sitting on it. And I was like, this is like a constant strain on me to stay on this huge monster that doesn't probably want me on it.
I don't know.
I don't know if horses are like, oh, to be able to be sat on by a human, surely that is my purpose in life. I would much rather that than be free in the fields running around. If only I had another creature to sit on me and put something in my mouth and pull my head around using it so that I have to go where they want. And kick me in the sides to make me go faster.
Did you kick the horse?
No.
Oh.
Actually, I might have. Because I might have been like, you know, give it like a light kick to make it go into a trot. And I was like, please don't make me make it trot. I'm perfectly happy with it walking.
Yeah.
And then they were like leading it around and it was trotting and I was like, oh!
I don't know much about. I've never been on a horse.
It's terrifying. It's like being on a booking bronco, even if it's not booking. It's just like this. You're sitting on the skin of an animal that's like sliding around while the animal's moving anyway.
Wait, were you not in a saddle? Were you just on the horse?
I was, but the saddle's going like this.
All right. Okay.
So you're like engaging all of your muscles to try and stay.
If the saddle is slipping left and right, that feels like it's not being put on properly.
No, it's because it's on a giant animal whose entire hips and body are shifting left and right as it takes steps.
Okay.
I'm sure you get used to it if you ride them a lot. But I was terrified. But yeah, lovely work, Marshmallow Comet. Nice job.
The saddle moves with the horse. Okay.
Like, it's not... You would think it just goes gently up and down and is stationary and you just sit there because people make it look easy. But it's not.
Okay.
It's very much you need to be engaging your muscles at all time. If you are, like, sat on a horse but not doing anything...
You'll fall off.
You'll just, yeah.
Okay. Electrical
You have to
rental.
remember injuries speaking from fear. This is true.
I pet an elephant once.
Did you? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Gave it a sugar cube. I feel like I shouldn't have, but that's what happened.
That's cool. I'm gonna move on to Peach Dusts. Thank you very much, Marshmallow Comet, for the harrowing memories and the nice animation. Alright, Peach Dust, let's see what you got.
Woo woo.
Eve asked you, you've ridden an elephant once. Was it anything like a horse?
I think you ride them on their head.
BN Motive, I am a tiny person. And I was a particularly tiny person at the time because I was a kid.
Tiny India.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. It's like a fairy tale creature.
Wow, that's a really nice way to put a goblin.
I did say no such thing.
Peach Dust, this is great. Let's see. Things that I could tell you about the silhouette. I think on the jump, it would be great to have the silhouette break away entirely from the skateboard. To make that even clearer that they're jumping off it. And I also think the timing here could do a little tweaking on the jump, because the jump itself, as they jump into the air, feels a little slow. Feels like they would be fast up, hang in the air, and then come down faster than they currently do. That's a timing thing though. The silhouettes here are looking super nice. Let's have a look. Like, I do appreciate that probably in the reference that you were looking at, the foot was overlapping the board. But I think we need, since this is a silhouette exercise, I think we need to break that away. So let's see. I think
I keep forgetting to read out whether people have written in the comments. Okay, Peach Dust hasn't, but
there we go.
okay.
It
Marshmallow
just
comment
likes a little
hadn't
bit.
e- Oh wait, no. Haley had said for the horse one. My process for this animation was very different from how I normally worked. I decided to block out the character with thick brush instead of starting with roughs and focus on the energy of the character and breaking it down to simple shapes. I learned that utilizing negative space can make a big difference in how you want the character to perform, and also make the character more readable to the viewer. That was for Haley's horse.
Bertie says India is tiny in frame, but not really in height, surprisingly. Bertie, thank you. I see. I'm taller than you'd think. I'm 5'3", a glorious 5'3", the tallest 5'3" there ever was.
A magnificent, the tallest
the
5'3".
Magnificent 5'3".
I love that. The tallest 5'3" person you'll ever meet.
Yep, that's me. New porcupine on the block with the puff chest, 5'3" with the ruggedness. Knock knock, it's India. Yeah, a towering face through a mountain of 5'3". That's what I am. Mountainous and cavernous. That's me.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that translates to. How is a person cavernous?
I'm deep.
Riddled with tunnels.
Riddled with tunnel. My paws are huge. It's a good job none of our friends have tryptophobia.
Angaver, hey, welcome.
Big mouth. I actually have a tiny mouth. It's annoying because I can't fit as much food into it as I want to a lot of the time. 5'8". Oh, Verti, you're actually taller than Mike. Mike's only 5'7".
I'm not 5'7".
You told me you were 5'7".
I've never said I was 5'7".
Well, how tall are you?
I'm at least 5'8".
You
if
don't
not
know how
5'9".
tall you are, do
I
you?
haven't been measured in a while, and people grow and shrink.
Okay, sure.
I got more weight on me, so maybe
Like
I've
squash and
compressed.
stretch rules, right? You must have. That's what happened.
No,
you
I mean,
gained weight and
maybe-
shrunk down.
Maybe gravity has compressed my spine. You don't know.
Gravity does compress your spine over
Well,
the day.
there you go. Over
Over the day, the morning's the tallest you'll ever be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you've been lying out
Well,
and stretching.
I'm 5'9" in the morning and 5'8" at night.
What a lie! What a lie! Oh, Bert, that's Bert MB, not you. Ah, I'm sorry, Bert MB. You tall. It's good. What are you, Bert? Well, Bertie. I am in the wrong here. It's entirely my fault. I got confused by all the Verts. Eve Art Studio is 5'5". That's how tall I thought I was before I measured myself, and was disappointed to find that I'd added on a couple of inches in my head.
India thought she was 5'5" and everyone else was 7 feet tall.
Now, didn't think everyone else was 7 feet tall, Michael.
Fair enough.
Our Verti is 5'7".
I think I'm of similar heights to Verdi.
6 feet for Angevir art. Wow,
Nice.
so tall. You can see all the things. You can get all the biscuits from all the shelves.
That's where India's go-to is.
Well, that's because you and Declan keep putting stuff I need up on the highest shelf, and then I can't get to it.
You can reach
I have
that
to climb
shelf.
on the counter.
Are you kidding me?
Sometimes when you push it further back, yeah, if you push it back on the shelf a little bit, but my hand can't reach it.
You wee handy can't do this.
So I have to get on the counter and climb up. Like a child! And frequently, Declan will put something up there and just push the stuff behind it back so we can push it onto the shelf,
Morning,
and I just won't be
everyone.
able to get to stuff.
Hey, wake up, Sid! Shut up, Tails!
Hey,
Good
Trev!
finds.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the subscription.
I'm gonna put everything farther back on the shelf. from
Please
now on.
don't.
Everything.
You'll just hear me like smashing stuff by accident. if
India,
you
do you
that.
remember when we used to keep cereal on the fridge?
Yeah. I remember you put it there for a couple of days and I couldn't get to it and it sucked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Buffy's feeling your pain.
Is she?
Yeah.
Maybe put the jump on 2s. Is it on 2s already? Let me check.
Do we need to
1,
change
2,
the
3,
Sonic,
4,
Sonic
5.
clip?
Yeah, it's on 5s. So maybe put the jump. No! Excuse me?
Tibbs just said that Sonic clip is so grating on the ears.
Good.
Maybe I'll turn the volume down.
Enjoy.
I'll go and turn the volume down. I can't turn the volume down. Can I turn the volume down?
Break silhouette away from board here. Like, let's see what we can do to make the board more readable when it spins. Yeah, he just likes exercising his power. It's because he feels otherwise powerless in the relationship, which I appreciate because I'm a very powerful person. So he has to take his wins where he can find them, you know? So I kind of don't want to take it away from him almost.
The thing about it is that you can turn down the volume on the audio thing, but because it's uploaded as a WebM, hopefully you can still turn down the audio on the WebM part.
See if we add more wheels in here to make the turn more gradual. Then maybe it will read a bit better as a turn.
Okay. I've reduced it. If anyone wants to subscribe to test it, you're welcome to.
I see your game. Make turn more gradual so it reads better.
Maybe do a gentle ASMR voiceover for the angry Sonic and use that.
Nah. Shut up, Tails. Shut up, Tails. Do you guys want to see one of my favourite Sonic the Hedgehog images?
Your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog image?
One of my favourite Sonic the Hedgehog images.
Oh, I know.
Let me... I was just looking at this the other day because I was doing poster designs for fun. And I wanted to take influence from this because I remembered it, so it reminded me that it existed. Just talking about like Tails being hard done by in the Sonic universe, canonically. There's this delightful Christmas image of Sonic. We open the image in a new tab so I can isolate it. Here we are. Whoops. There we go. I mean, what was the thought process behind this image?
That is the purest
It's so
form.
sad.
It's the purest form of neglect.
Merry Christmas, Tails. He'll never let you in because he doesn't know you're there and he doesn't care.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here or why they thought this was like, this is fine, he's smiling.
That's because he's frozen to death.
Yeah.
Why is he drinking alcohol?
He's enjoying some champagne. Yeah, he's 16. He can drink in the UK.
That is a very yellow moon.
It is. It's interesting how it's like reflecting off Sonic's face despite the fact it's behind him. And reflecting off the mountain in the background. It's impending. Tails is like, Sonic, the moon's falling! And Sonic's like, shut up, Tails! Classic Sonic quote.
I love that it's just this gormless like hope on Tails' face, like
please let me in.
Hey Sonic, Merry Christmas, I'm here.
I got your invitation.
And Sonic's just
So
like
nope. Sonic's like, I'm busy reading the Bible.
why isn't the Bible?
I don't know why not. It's Christmas, right?
Oh well, yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm reading 50 Shades of Grey, Tails. Bother me later. But yeah, I love that image. I have no clue why it exists. I love it though. It's adorable. In a really disturbing way. So yeah, let's...
Could you imagine you cropped Tails out of it and you just this slow kind of like raise You could do an update of the image where snow has fallen, and so the snow
All
is like up
around him.
past the window, but Tails is just still there, just like, and he's blue now.
Oh no! Like that one terrible episode of Tom and Jerry, where Tom throws Jerry out at Christmas into the snow, and then Jerry freezes into an ice cube, and then Tom feels really bad, and he runs out and finds Jerry in the snow, and then he brings him back in and puts him in front of the fire and melts him, and then treats him for the rest of the night.
Why is that a terrible episode?
Because it's so sad because Jerry is like pacing outside, and there's a montage of him slowly getting like snowed on.
Oh.
It's really sad. Oh man. Watch for head scale here. I just liked picking back from very sad, disturbing Tom and Jerry stuff to watch the head size here.
Yeah. We could do a charity stream or a fundraising stream where India reads Sonic fan fiction.
Oh, please don't make me. I want my Sonic very divorced from any sexual stuff. Like, I don't like to cross the two things together. It's not my jam. Sonic's very pure to me.
Yeah.
It's a pure joy that I enjoy in a pure way. Not that sex isn't pure. Sex is wonderful and pure and wholesome and wonderful, but I don't want to think about genitalia on animals. We've been over this, guys.
We don't want to think about it. Talk about it on the stream twice, though.
Yeah. Well, it keeps coming up. Yeah, that's all the feedback I have for this. This is nice. Like, I like the floor plane you're using. Oh, we could add a shadow. That'd make it easier to see. Let's just do that. Don't join DeviantArt. I deleted my DeviantArt account because I was posting like cringy stuff on there. Mostly just angsty OCs. Being angsty,
You drew angsty OCs.
Of course I did.
DeviantArt.
Yeah, of course I did. I was all like, he was forced to murder his father, and then he had to go on the run, and he's sad.
And he was so fast because he was Sonic.
It wasn't Sonic, but it was like, one of my OCs that was based, like, it was a furry OC and everything, because I liked drawing like my own Sonic characters, but it wasn't necessarily set in a Sonic universe. Which, even at a young age, I was like, I know the tone of this universe that Sonic is, and my characters did not fit into it. They are too mature for this universe.
They must be divorced from this universe.
Yeah.
Hiya, Buffy. You want out? Do you want some food? Oh, come and give me some hugs and loving.
You'll be lucky. And it was raining, it was, and he had to sleep in a tree.
Hugs and loving. Hello.
And he made friends, but he had his dark secret that he couldn't talk about, and everyone was like, what's up with him? But only I knew. And then it was like the big scene where he was like, he told people, and everyone was like, yeah, good times. Like, fun stuff. It's actually super duper fun to write that kind of self-indulgent stuff. I really like it.
I wonder why that tends to be a phase that creative artists go through. Do you think it's
I could very easily dip into that phase again. Like, it is fun.
Do you reckon it's all the hormones? They're like, I must make sense of the world. Everything is pain.
I think it's practicing storytelling and character development, and pushing the boundaries a bit and exploring stuff that you weren't interested in as a kid or didn't understand as a kid, that you're starting to gain an understanding of. You're learning to understand it through the characters.
You realize your own mortality and you want to inflict that on every character that you have.
I have been listening to Jenny Nicholson some lately on YouTube. It's been fun to listen to her review things.
I've noticed the YouTube home screen has been filling up with her videos.
I think I've run out of her content that I'm interested in, so that'll probably go away. So I'm sorry for spamming that. But she's done some reviews of fan art written by very young kids, like 11 to 13-year-old kids. And the thing that strikes me most about it is like the lack of understanding of the permanence and impact of death. Like, characters just die in those stories for drama all the time, but like the other characters are just like, oh, I'm so annoyed that happened. I can't believe you killed my boyfriend. Like, I won't forgive you for this. I'm so mad.
Like,
oh, don't worry, honey. Let's just go and watch TV. I'm sorry. It was just a mistake. Okay, but I'm still annoyed about it. It's like, the dude just killed your boyfriend.
they're teaching their characters about forgiveness.
It's just really bizarre to like read about the characters being so divorced from like trauma or grief. It's interesting, like that stage where you're first starting to like explore it and understand it, but you don't really understand the consequences of it yet.
Yeah, it's like, you killed my father, so I ate your sandwich.
Yeah, I'm still annoyed. Exactly. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, lovely work, Peach Dust. Sorry that I went off on several tangents during your review, but I don't have too much to say about it because it works really well already. The thing that I would just say is like to separate out that silhouette by pushing their feet up a little bit more and separate it from the skateboard. And you could maybe make the skateboard spin more apparent by just moving the wheels over on this frame a little bit. Watch how you manipulate the shape of the skateboard too, actually. I think that you could use it to really show which way it's facing more. So, you know, I'm very bad at drawing skateboards, but hopefully you'll see the kind of thing I mean.
Oh, there's something in the peg bar.
Oh. Oh, V-Plan, if you want to get in on this, we post the animation prompts on the Doig Swift Twitter, and we also will just say them at the end of Mondays. So once I'm done going through these, I'll give you guys the next prompt for the next week. What have you found?
Someone's taken a sprite from like this from a Sonic Pixel game, but interpreted Tails as his ass.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know if I want to see that.
Top comment, I'd smash.
I totally do want to see it. Show me.
So
I lied.
there's the image,
Yeah.
and then there is.
Oh no! Oh no! I hate it.
Feel free to link the tweet in the chat.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think we'll bring it up.
Okay, we're on to Andre.
Okay.
Okay, Andre. Let's have a look at what you got. Show me what you got. Oh, interesting. Oh, I don't think it's playing properly. I think I've got some stuttering happening here. Hold on, let me go through it. There we go. It's much easier if I just hold forward on it.
Weird, but good. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, this is really fun. I really like the camera shakes here, and there is a sense that the character's moving forward, and there's a nice sense of scale with the environment, especially with that wind blow at the end. The wind blow is super nice. The one thing I'd say is with the walk, I'm not 100% sure if these things are just happening around the character or if she's causing them. Because this particular frame of her flinging out her arm, or them flinging out their arm, rather, seems almost like it's followed by stuff happening.
Yeah, I think it's like she's doing it like.
But in which case there are some where they extend the arm and nothing happens.
Yeah.
So though the cycle's like really cool and nice, it would be cool to add a bit of variance into that as well. Also, I'd love to get a beat on what the other arm is doing. Like, is it just hanging limply by their side?
Mm-hmm.
Are they holding something in front of them? Is it behind their back? Like, what's happening with that? I'm interested. Like, other than that, these silhouettes are all working really well. Let me find a frame. Yeah. Like, I'd love to know what this arm is doing. Just 'cause I think it would add a lot. Because you could vary up some of the gestures by bringing in the second arm as well.
Yeah.
You know, I know that you probably want it to look like they don't have to expend much effort to do this. So it's kind of cooler almost to use one arm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in which case you could like put it inside a pocket or something. That's very casual.
You can have it like rotate in and out of view to show the shoulder twist.
Yeah, because you're obviously like not afraid to rotate stuff in Silhouette. Because you've done it through this and it's very competent, so I'd love to see this. This arm. I'd love to know. And then I'd like vary up the cycle a bit. Maybe just have like a base cycle and then do a few variants of it. Like you don't have to completely redo it. Just changing like the upper body or bits of the arm will help.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go help Buffy.
See, the head's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Let me just fix that. There we go. Take that off the screen. Yeah, I'd say like the body gets a little bit fudgy on this frame. So you could refine that a little bit. My handwriting's very teachery, is it? Gets a bit fudgy. It's just caps. But I think they're just easier to read for people in general, so...
So the prompt for this week, Angaver, was to animate a character in silhouette. That way you can focus on the clear posing of the character and not obfuscate or obscure parts of your character by themselves.
Yeah. I would say that this foot placement here, just finding a frame that isn't obscured, here we are. This foot placement here and where it comes down feels somewhat disconnected. Feels like maybe it'll be more like that.
Yeah, it feels a little bit off of the ground plane, I would agree.
Foot placement here. Based on next frame, because otherwise it feels like they're crossing just one of their feet over the other, but then swinging it back. Foot placement here. Based on next frame.
We were encouraging animators to do it in sort of 3/4 view or in some way in perspective, just to help increase the challenge. Because if you animate from profile, it's a lot easier to establish the outline and silhouette of a character. They're more likely to break from their central form. But when you see in the animation here, you could have that far arm and that leg that's crossing behind the planted leg. So making sure that those are clear will help your animation read when you have all the lines and the colors and everything. How do you create appealing shapes with the silhouette of your characters in your animation can really help boost the overall sense of appeal of the animation itself.
Yeah, nice. Like I don't have any more feedback on this. I love the hair blow especially because it feels like it varies up the cycle, which is nice. I think the cycle itself could use with a bit of variance because it becomes very clear very fast that it's a cycle. and because it keeps repeating but not necessarily affecting the environment, it's not completely clear that the character is the one causing these things. And also the hair flap feels like if it was wind, the hair flap would be different every time. It wouldn't, if the wind is what's blowing the hair around and it's not just from their movement of sight being side to side. If it is from their movement being side to side, it's probably a bit extreme. If it's from the wind, then it could probably do with a little bit more variance in the cycle.
Gotcha.
So it feels more organic and less predictable. In terms of the silhouettes themselves, you could sharpen them up a little bit, I think. Just like super clarify where everything is. But as a base like start, this is like really nice. You can tell where everything is, except for the arm, which I'd love for you to add that on, or imply where it is. But yes, the body and the rotation of the legs and everything all feels good. So lovely work. Nice job, Andre.
Good job.
Hell yeah. And then we have Vert MB. Hey, look at that floor plane. It's in there. They have a whole environment. This is amazing.
Oh, cool. Vernon B, nice.
Bertie says, if you guys want some real good reference of silhouette animation and from history, check out Charlotte Rayner's. Oh, I think I probably said that wrong. Reinigner's? I don't know. Reinigner's? No? Now that made me say a terrible word.
Yeah, that comment got auto-modded.
Oh, really?
Because of the surname.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I won't be saying that again in a hurry.
Just say Renager or something.
Renagers. That's that's probably how you say it. Now I think about it. The Adventures of Prince Ahmed. Cool. Well, at least you guys know it wasn't intentional. Oh, that's awesome, Angavir Art. Please do feel free to join the challenges. They are open to everybody. It's the first feature-length animated film and uses 2D puppets. That's super cool.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Maybe I will Google it. 1926, baby! Okay, let's have a look at Verts. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, Angavir, or Eve Art Studio, Angavir streams, so...
This is really cute. I think that if anything, like, the acting could need to be paced out a little bit more. The poses themselves are really nice, though. Like, the poses are all there. I think, like, you just need to take a little bit more time between them. So, rather than flowing from one to the other so fast, you have, like, a... Huh?
I appreciate the UK bin as well.
Yeah. Oh, there! And then you can have the wham. I love this, though. That's really fun. I like that now there's this strange Eldritch sign. There's something going on here. Bus 666. Whoever has not written in the Book of Life was cast into the lake of fire. Oh my gosh. There's a deeper story going on here.
I mean, go to the first frame.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I thought there was an insignia on the bin as well.
Maybe there is at the end? There is at the end.
Okay, gotcha.
Everything's changed at the end.
After the bus goes by.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I really like this character, by the way. This little wolfy boy. I don't know if they're a boy or if they're even a wolf, but it looks like a little wolfy boy, and I like them. They seem super cute. So yeah, the poses are really nice. I guess you could, let's see, things that you could do. So if your character is tense and waiting, you could have the shoulders come up a little bit. So like they're a little bit more tense. Or you could have them like fold their arms. Yeah, Night in the Woods vibes. True that. Let me write on the poster. Could tense shoulders?
I like that you're right. Yeah, nice.
Or cross arms. Something something to show the attitude right off the bat.
Yeah, something a little less neutral.
I like the slightly askewed stance as well, like how you have them leaning their weight primarily on one leg. That's nice. And then it might be nice to do like a lean onto the other leg, like a weight shift, just to vary it up, because it feels like things are so similar between these two silhouettes that it might be nice just to break it up and add a bit more variance in there. For acting porpoises. Acting porpoises. I love porpoises. I'm sure they'd make great actors.
I hear they're very driven.
You hear they're very driven?
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
How come?
Because they're full of purpose.
Okay, I thought it was like a car joke. I was like, how am I gonna connect porpoise to car or vehicle?
I don't know.
Oh, Mike, are you okay? You seem
know.
sad all of a sudden. Oh no! Don't be sad. You make me go over there and hug you.
It was a car joke. Find the meaning. Find the connection.
I can't. So yeah, you could just move the head over a little bit. And then have the weight shift back a little bit. That might be fun.
They're very goal-oriented.
And then, like, what is it?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I said they're very goal-oriented, and you took a breath and then just didn't reply at all. Please give your feedback.
Goal oriented. How is that a joke?
It's only a joke because it's making fun of myself for saying the last joke.
What was the last joke?
That they were driven.
Right.
Because they're full of purpose.
Yeah.
Because they're porpoises.
Right. So you saying they're goal oriented? Is that just you saying they have porpoise again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Made you laugh.
So on this pose here, I think it feels a little bit awkward to have them resting on that leg while they're tapping their foot, because it feels like that leg is not taking the weight, because they're leant over to the side. So here we can see that they are leant sideways. So feels like the other leg should be taking the weight here. Because otherwise they would topple over to the left. Like, you always want to be wary of where your character's weight is. A good way to look at it is here's a person. Hello. So if you want to find the center of weight, find the clavicle and then draw straight down from it. And then place the feet in a roundabout way, somewhere surrounding that center point. And they will be balanced. You look like you were going to say something to me, Mike.
It's unrelated to the critique.
That's okay. You can say it to me.
The black bin with the yellow stripe.
Yeah.
We had those in my primary school playground.
Uh-huh.
And I remember back then there was a kid in my class, and for like one couple of days we were hanging out and we played a game. And
I was scared about what this is going to reveal about you.
We had to run to the bin.
Uh-huh.
But it would be, we have to get back to the TARDIS. And we would run to the bin.
Oh, that's cute.
I had no idea what Doctor Who was.
You didn't know what the TARDIS was.
I had no fucking idea.
So was it their idea, the game?
Yeah. It was like we
Have
would
you
run.
just realised now?
Yeah.
You just realised now that you were playing Doctor Who and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That image of that bin brought it all back.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like, oh. Oh.
Oh, that's what I was playing
Yeah.
all those years ago.
I had never seen. I think I knew at the time we were playing something related to something, but I'd never ever seen a single episode of Doctor Who. So I had no idea what we were doing. We seemed to run over to a place, do something, and then have to run back because we were in danger.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known at the time because I probably could have connected with that kid more and been like,
I love Doctor Who.
Doctor Who is awesome. I didn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry.
Finally, you know why.
I must have been like 8 or 9 years old. It's weird that I remember that. So as a kid, you thought the TARDIS was a trash can. I didn't know what the TARDIS was.
And then if you want to get that leg back out there, it would make the most sense to do a step. So you might want to put the weight on that leg first. And have them do a little step. And it might be nice to have them also realise before they start waving that the bus is here. So give them like a little take, you know? So they're looking at their watch and then they're like, oh, it's here!
In Dublin, if you don't put your hand up while you're standing at a bus stop, the bus won't stop.
Yeah,
You.
that was something new that I learned when I came to Dublin. Because in England, they just stop at the bus stops. But they don't stop at the bus stops in Dublin unless you wave your hand.
Yeah.
Maybe add a beat where they realise the bus is here.
You need to wave your hand in Norfolk too. So you're UK based, so I'm right in thinking that's a UK bin. Because for a second I was worried because the bus drives on the right hand side of the road.
So weight shift will allow them to move their foot over. And then step. And then we get that nice wave. Be sure that the arm is rotating from the right place here. They should be rotating from the shoulder. At the minute, it kind of feels like it's rotating from about halfway down. So make sure it connects to that shoulder. Make sure arm connects to shoulder.
We're discovering some deep lore, India. The bus driver is driving on the opposite side of the road because they're dead, and it's a hell bus.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
Is it a succubus?
Mike, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
Look at you coming in with a good joke. I feel like it'd be nice to have like one frame of them just like having just smacked into the wall here. Which I think you could totally do if you just squashed him out a little bit more. So have like a squash frame here.
Squish him.
Where we squash them outwards a little bit. Squash frame. To get the feeling of impact. feeling of impact.
I'd love if you animated the feeling of impact, so it was like on the review.
That's a fun silhouette. I have no notes on that one.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. I kind of feel like you could keep his snout stuck to it a little bit. Might be quite fun. Since his snout is like the most pointy outy bit of his face. Have it like peeled off.
Bang. Nice.
Yeah. And then that's a nice squash and stretch there. And lovely silhouette there. Like really shows the perspective of the character. Yeah, this is great. I love it. I love all the story in it as well and the lore. I hope that helps a little bit with the acting. In terms of silhouettes themselves, they're really nice. You could try and work a bit more twist into it. It's a very simple character though, so you know, I think it does the job definitely of what you were trying to do. Nice job.
So the character is in purgatory and the bus will never stop for them. So they're in perpetual waiting for bus hell.
Oh no! That is the worst!
Oh, do you remember that time that we were waiting at the bus stop and the bus wouldn't come and we were supposed to meet Patrick? And we were just at the bus stop for like ages.
Yes, I do. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was the first time we were meeting Patrick and we were like, it'll take us an hour to get to town. So we'll just go and wait for a bus. And we waited for the bus for like 40 minutes and it's meant to be every 10.
15, yeah. 10, 15 minutes.
Nice job, Fert. Thank you very much for taking part in the challenge. And then we have Noel or One Sad Donuts. That is sad. Let's have a look at what you got.
What you got?
Oh, nice.
These are
Checking the nails. I can tell what's happening.
nice.
Lovely shoulder slopes here and shifts of weight. Really nice. Especially there.
They said that I learned that I definitely need to plan a lot more than just do simply thumbnail layouts. Kind of need to plan where the arcs need to go beforehand, because if not, it makes me restart 3 times.
Oh no.
What I struggle a lot with is boiling lines, boiling lines and volume control. I know it's a problem, but it's hard to know how to fix it.
Well, one thing that you can do to fix it is just spend a heck of a lot of time going back and forth between the frames and really like working to make sure that they all feel consistent. And like, it's not super fun. But that is one of the things that you can do, is just like, say we have this bit here with the shoulders popping, like just to like really make sure that
See you, Verity.
Like a lot of just going between the frames and being like, okay, let me just push it a little bit more, what feels good. And it takes a lot of time, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Like, and you'd potentially thin the neck out there a little bit too. You know, and you do that for every single frame, and that's horribly time consuming, but it is the kind of thing that you sometimes just have to do as an animator. Let's see, do I have any advice which could speed up the process of that? I'd say, other than that, one of the things which could help you with the boiling is to not redraw every part every time. Like, don't feel like it's cheating to copy and paste parts between frames to help you keep that consistency, especially in the rough stage, because you can always ink it fresh, which will give it more of a feeling that it's not just been copied and pasted. But for parts where like you maybe want the shoulders to very slowly ease down, copying and pasting them in and then just nudging them, or when you want the pelvis to stay still, just copying and pasting the pelvis in is, you know, is sometimes like a massive help. And, you know, I do it all the time, so don't be worried about doing it.
It's to increase your efficiency. There is a chance that it'll be obvious if you're not careful, but it will give you that solidity.
Yeah. So, for example, parts like this, you could copy and paste the hips between these and then just nudge them over slightly. Same here. And then you wouldn't have the legs snapping back like that. Because remember that your character is going to be rooted from the floor that they're stood on.
Mm-hmm.
So if the legs snap back like that, the body itself should be moving forwards. Because the legs have to end at the same place.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons it's good to kind of draw off your screen, if possible, to wherever the character is rooted to.
Onion skinning as well can help you see those subtle changes. If you're having to do really small movement adjustments.
Yeah.
Seeing the frame before and the frame after can help a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's true, yeah. So this weight shift is really nice. I really like that. And the counterpose of the hips and shoulders is really nice too.
Is that contrapposta?
Yeah. It gets a little bit fudgy here with the hips during this section. Because I can't really tell which foot the weight is on here. Because it feels like both of the legs are moving.
Mm-hmm.
So hips get a bit fudgy here. Make sure you know which foot the weight is on. And it would be this one. Since the other one is like splayed out like that.
Yeah. But it would transfer and move over to the other one as those hips move back.
Yeah. I like the arcs that you have going on here as well.
They were saying that that was what they planned out, and they had to redo a couple of times to kind of nail those arcs.
Yeah. I feel like since you have this nice arc of the head coming up here, you could follow that through.
I'm just going to call out the use of the kind of pompadour hair to show head rotation. It's really clever.
Yeah, that's true. Nice call out. Yeah, it is real nice. Yeah, I'd be tempted to tilt that head upwards a little bit here and drag it so that we continue that arc. Continue arc by overlapping head. Let's see, and you have the fingers split apart here. I think it might be nice to have more of that a bit earlier so that we don't feel like the character model is just like mittens. We have some forewarning of what the character model is. So, split fingers through rest of animation. To avoid mitten hands. Because mitten hands are fine if mitten hands are what you got. But if you're using the fingers later, then use them now as well. You know, stuff like that. And then I like the spacing here with the fingers kind of snapping in. I do feel like the finger feels like it gets a little bit thin here. remember that our knuckles aren't straight. They go in a like a curve or a slope down our fingers. So that finger isn't going to fold over exactly at the knuckle at the end there.
Yeah.
And then for the thumb here, I think you want to watch it popping in and popping out. Watch thumb pops. Watch your thumb pops!
But Danny, I'd like to pop my thumbs.
And then you probably want it to continue here into like a fist. So keep that thumb visible. And then I can't quite tell what's happening here with the hand, because it kind of feels like it's flattening out. But maybe this is like more of the kind of thing that you wanted with it, was to keep it moving down. Let's see. Yeah, and then we have it crossing the silhouette, which is nice. And that's a nice pose. I like that. Careful about that boiling on the wrist thickness again. Like, unless the hand here is coming toward camera and we're literally seeing the inside of the forearm here like this, it probably shouldn't be that thick. So you probably want to maintain.
Hey, Will. Thanks for the follow.
Thank you very much.
We're if you're there, we're doing some animation feedback on a bunch of challengers. This theme for this week is silhouettes, animating characters in silhouette to help push the animators posing and character animation.
Nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice weight shift.
For those that don't know, Will Sliney is a artist for Marvel.
Oh, hey, it's Will Sliney.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know which Will.
I think you recently started streaming on Twitch, although you've been streaming on YouTube with a series called We Will Draw, focused on teaching, I think, sort of younger kids and everyone starting to draw, like drawing practices, good drawing practices.
That's cool.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Then they should feel rooted to the floor. Slash foot position. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, lovely. I like the acting in this one a lot. It's real nice. Especially that curve down there is lovely. Go right that. Lovely curve. Slash art. Yeah. I think in terms of your boiling lines, you just want to look at being economic with how much you redraw stuff. And it's just going to take a bit of polish, I think, to really like flip between your frames and make sure that things are moving smoothly. Like if you have to, like go through and put your head on one layer and your hand on another layer and then just play them individually and see how you can smooth out those movements. If you're going to do that, best thing to do is do the body first or the pelvis first. Start with the largest mass of weight, because things like the heads and the arms will be dependent on the movement of those. So if you nail down the movement of those first, then you can do your head movements based more on that.
And it'll feel like cause and effect, kind of rippling through the forms and volume of your body.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because we as animals, as the way we move is through rotation. Like all our joints are, rotation based, nothing's translation based. So if something feels like it's floaty, it means it feels like that volume is kind of moving left, right, up and down rather than rotating from the kind of anchor points of your joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what lies are these? We don't have Jaffa cakes. Mike ate them all.
Hey, I ate Jaffa cakes. They were good. I will eat all of the Jaffa cakes that are put in front of me. This is true.
Yeah, you will. Let's see, and we have fixed jump. So this is Kara's, which was added last minute. And look, we have 2 Foxy characters this week. Let's have a look. Thank you very much for taking part, Kara. Nice.
Nice. I wonder then if this was her 3D character. I think it must be.
Yes, it is. I can tell by the consistency. I love the overlap you have in those ears there, Kara, especially in that middle bit where they do a little bit of a wobble on the rock. That's super fun.
That is really cool.
Yeah. I would love to see some 2D effects get in there too. Like, I'd love to see pedaling arms done in 2D where you just get like the
Oh, sort of like the spin.
yeah, you get the whoa 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 type dealio. I won't draw that on because that looks terrible, but I will write it. I don't want to complicate the silhouette too much. I'd love to see 2D spinning arms. One of the things I'm noticing is that the hand poses feel very static. And I feel like there would be some clenching of fists or overlapping of fingers here to really sell it. Like, here it feels like going with a more nuanced kind of pose like this might be better for the hand. Because at the minute they are very much like always facing the camera in this like splayed pose, which makes it feel quite flat. Like, I like this hand pose. That's a really nice one. Here. If you're able to break that silhouette a little bit more, then I think that would help. I think you could maybe throw the weight backwards here more too, because here the weight isn't being thrown back very much, but because they're trying to compensate for being then over too much here, you could really like throw that weight back, because they're like, no, 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 I don't want to go off the edge. I want to go back this way. And then that like leads into that's one thing. You could take the weight more extreme in the way that we're unbalancing a bit on that middle bit there.
Yeah, you can like increase how far over the edge. Are you saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying to throw the body weight further over in each case. Overcompensate.
Would you say that would be exaggeration, or just more of a?
It's more clarity.
Okay.
I think, like, you know how we were saying just before, that to find your character's center of weight, you go to the clavicle, and you draw a line straight down, and then if you place your feet kind of either side of it, you're generally okay. Well, here the character feels quite balanced. They don't feel like too far in any one direction. So I think it would sell it to feel like they were being thrown off more. You know? That's nice. I wish that the rigs would allow you to do more stuff like this. You know?
You wish rigs did what?
Just allows you to do more stuff like this, where you can deform the leg shape to make it more pleasing.
I think the more you put into a rig and the complicated you can make a rig, there's a lot of 2D stuff that you can apply. Like if you look at animations like Hotel Transylvania, I think they really pushed their riggers on that film to try and match Genndy Tartakovsky's vision.
Yes. They did. They did a lot of breaking of the rigs in that show.
I've seen instances of rigs where they'll not only have an IK where they have a shoulder, an elbow, and a wrist, but they'll also add multiple bones between the elbow and the wrist and between the elbow and the shoulder, so that they can offset those and actually create more of a bend.
Yes.
They'll also do things
because sometimes you need a forearm to be like, I'm whipping this your way.
They'll also allow the arm to stretch further than its maximum reach for stretch.
Like, and being able to just sketch something like that and not like actually use it in a 3D animation is annoying. Sometimes I want my arm to bend, you know?
Yeah. Because
it needs to like make a whipping type motion.
You want to imply that the elbow is moving faster and that
there's a distortion on the arm.
Yeah.
Because of the camera blur.
If you take a pencil or a pen and you hold it at one end and then you bounce it, like you move it back and forth and look at the form of the pencil,
yeah,
it looks like it's bending.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I think this pen is a little bit too thick to see it.
Sometimes your arms just have to be made out of rubber. It's true. Look for opportunities to use expressive hand poses. And to offset them. This little bean is so cute. I feel like you'd get even more squash out of that if you pushed the back more. Push back more. On second squash frame. Like, you've done a good job of navigating around the tail, which is a frustrating element when you're animating a character like this in silhouette. Because it's just something which is going to get in the way of the arms and the legs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you've done a really nice job in like keeping it kind of out of the way. Don't be afraid to sometimes let things get lost in the tail if you're showing appropriate overlap. As long as you're making it clear where the overlap is, you're still getting the information you need. Like, even though that is overlapping the tail, the fact that you can see where the wrists end and you can see the hand overlapping it means that you can still tell what the pose is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really interesting character design in terms of like the hand and the foot scale. Like the legs and the arms are so thin that like you can read the forms of the extremities, the feet and the hands, a lot easier because the arms aren't going to obfuscate it as much or obscure it as much.
True that.
I think this is the last submission.
Yeah, me too.
Eve Art Studio is asking.
It's lovely.
I'll do another
Cara,
check.
you've done a really nice job. I like this character a lot. I can't help but feel like when we go into a more extreme pose, like from this to this, that I feel like the toe itself should move. And I often do, if I do an animation like this, where I know that like the heel is going to be folding over the toe and their whole weight's going to be going forward, I do copy and paste the feet between frames. What I'll also do is I'll give the second frame a bit of a skew on the toe to show that the weight is pushing forward. Because even if you put your hand like flat on the table, and make sure that your fingertips don't move from where they are.
Mm-hmm.
If you push them back and forth, there's still a slight bit of give.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So I like to skew my toes when I do this kind of stuff, just so that it has a little bit of movement that convinces you that, oh, the weight's being pushed into the end of that toe now.
Man, I remember seeing like some tech demo stuff from it was a Hulk, like Marvel's Hulk, and they showed his foot like pressing into the ground, and you saw like the 3D models like foot flesh displace when it hit the ground. I remember just being like, whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe try delaying one hand here so you can clear up the silhouette there a little bit. And then they're off.
For onward on their journey.
Yeah, this ear overlap is so nice there. I really like that. I'd love to see more ear overlap.
You could have them like perk up their ears when they're looking at the net for the next jump.
Yeah.
For some tech. Oh, gotta restart your computer.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Gotta go away.
Love to see more.
There are differences between comics and storyboards, in that it's usually in the composition and framing between either shots or panels. In storyboarding, usually for the most part, the frame and resolution aspect ratio remains the constant, unless you're doing a creative thing where you letterbox or you like have the thing go square. But that's, well, there are exceptions to the rule for everything. Whereas in comic paneling, you can vary the size and scale and aspect ratio of the panel to panel. But I would agree that posing and do the Voltron shouty thing. I would agree that in terms of learning how to frame your characters or catch moments in the narrative and the storytelling, there's a lot of overlap in skills with that, and draftsmanships and quick, efficient mark making to communicate characters and their gestures can help in both. There's a stage in when you're working on a comics page called layout, I think, which is similar, is like the storyboarding stage of comic making.
Yeah, this is lovely. Nice job, Cara. I think that's all my notes. Is just I'd love to see some more varied hand poses in there, and really push the weight when they overbalance. And when it comes to things like feet pivoting, try to just distort them a little bit between each frame, because it'll show the weight transference much better, I think. Nice job.
Yeah, thanks so much, Cara. For those that don't, because it's not on the thing, that's Kawatoons on Twitter.
Yeah. So shout out to Kawatoons.
I think it is.
Oh, Eve Studio, I know what you mean about the I know what you mean about... Was it Eve Studio? No, it's Bert MB, sorry. Bert MB, I know what you mean about the Voltron shouty thing, where they have all the panels slide in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the multi-screen thing.
Yeah, exactly, where they all do a split screen and scream at the same time.
I think you did something like that in something we
Starlight
worked on.
Brigade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Pat also did it in Night Runner, actually. He had panels slide in
Yeah.
scene 9, which is where Triangle is holding the body of Circle and screaming. But yeah.
And that is...
Yeah, that is the Animorning challenge. So, time for me to set you guys the next one. Are you all ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. So, this week, we're going to look at something called power centers, which some of you might have heard of, and some of you might not have heard of.
Can you say that clearly again? You're behind your hand a little bit there.
Power centers.
All right.
And I don't mean the kind of places where they manufacture power using nuclear fusion or whatnot. It's a tool that you can use for acting with your characters and to show the personality of your characters. I'm going to use Kawa's animation here to show the kind of thing I mean.
All right.
Just because there's a nice blank bit of grey for me to draw on, and then I'll erase it at the end.
Gotcha.
So that it's not all over her animation feedback. But yeah, so power centers. If you guys have first, Peter, no, this is something I fail at. Okay, so yeah, it's acting, but it's kind of, it excels most at full body acting, or it's most obvious with full body acting.
Okay.
So this week, I want you to animate a character of your choice. Probably humanoid is going to be easiest for you guys. Doing just a small action, you can choose. It can be whatever you like. But the thing which I'm going to ask you to do is to choose a very definite power center for your character and to animate with that in mind. And if you even want to animate the power center onto your animation and put it semi-transparent or something, then that could be good. Or you could leave it out and let us guess where the power center is. So let me show you guys what I mean by power centers. So let's take this character.
Everyone's just like, okay, what's a power center?
Yep. Let me. This is the thing, isn't it?
This is your teaching moment. This is where you do the big learn. You ready?
This dude. Okay. Where do you guys think his power center is?
Guess now.
Coffee doodle. His butt! Pecs, nipples, chest. Everyone who said chest, you're right. So basically, it's, if you imagine it as being like an invisible sphere, and it's a thing that leads your character, and kind of is the center of their movement and where their energy comes from. So a character with a power center in their chest will probably make a lot of gestures at like chest height, for example. When they're walking, they'll be led by the chest first. There he goes. You know, and when they're sad, what do you think will happen to them? We're going to get the chest will sag.
I was going to say that they would arc backwards instead.
Oh. Okay, he's doing like some kind of weird power walk. I don't know. So it's like a center of action and emotion and expression. Exactly. So, for example, this is a good example for you. When I animate Danny Sexbang, I animate his power center being at his heart, and I have his gestures come from his heart.
So does that mean you favor it on the left side of his chest or more central chest?
No, I just think of it as being like the center of his chest would be where I would think of his heart as being.
Okay.
And he would gesture from the chest and, you know, move from the chest. So let's say that you have instead a character who's like very anxious, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have this character.
Vert says, I will definitely keep that in mind next time I see you, watch you animate him.
So this character's power center is like right up here around their head. And everything they do, every gesture they do is kind of up here.
There'd be some stabby limbs.
You know, and their shoulders are always high because they're being pulled towards the power center.
So you can imagine when they start to move, the head would move first, the shoulders would lean into the movement, and then the chest would almost like have to whip to catch up, and then the legs would follow.
And everything's high on them all the time. And they're being led along by this thing above their head. And in general, the higher someone's power center is, the more it can give off like an anxious energy.
Oh, interesting.
Because let's have a look at this dude now.
If you put one in someone like at someone's feet, I can imagine that they'd have their feet splayed, but their torso would just be like, yeah.
Yeah, like where is this dude's power center at?
Ah, there you go.
It's like down by his pelvis, right? I'm going to draw this dude in purple because it's hard to see.
Yeah, thank
blue.
you. Oh, we forgot to do the transparent thing.
What transparent thing?
The thing on Sync Sketch where you can put transparency over it.
Oh, I can still do it.
I just mean we forgot to do it on the whole.
Oh, okay,
thing.
I see. Yeah. So, when this dude walks, he's gonna be like, yeah, bro. Whatever, dude. How's it hanging, Miss Watson? This is a really bad drawing, but I still like it.
People are saying, so Murdoch from Gorillaz would have his power center in his groin.
Makes sense, doesn't it? It's where he stores all his sexual energy.
Gotcha. I feel like we're just gonna get like all the submissions be from the groin.
I mean, they could be. That's fine.
What?
Sorry, Miss Watson. Ooh, I am for real.
So I noticed with the term power center, it's like the center of their power, but each example you've given so far have been in the center of the character. Would there be instances where a power center could be, you know, asymmetrical, maybe in their right hand or something like that?
Yeah, could definitely be. For sure. There's nothing to stop you putting the power center wherever you want.
Interestingly, not only does power centers influence character acting and motion, but it also can influence character design. Like if you look at these, chesty guy, his big old beefy chest, to contain all of his power.
Contain his power.
Like, of all of the characters, their power center is fully within their silhouette, whereas cerebral, heady, wise guy in the orange top right, his power center is slightly outside and above him because his ego is bigger than anyway.
Yeah, and like say you want to do a villain, like a good thing to do for villains is is you put the power center behind the back of their neck, pushing them down.
Oh, like the weight of their decisions.
Yeah, or if you want like a character who's like snooty all the time, like put the power center on their nose, have their nose lead them around.
Or like under their chin, so they can never not be disdainful, like it always pushing their head back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah, that's power centers. Excuse the very, very fast sketches. But I think it illustrates the point.
Can you write in big letters at the top, power center? So
if you want to read more about them, then I think this was coined by Ed Hooks. So you can Google him and read a little bit more about it from the man himself.
So is this from his book, Acting?
Acting for Animators, yes. Okay. So it's a fun concept, and it's something you can play around with. And sometimes when you want to give a lot of your characters very drastically different methods of movement and acting, I guess, it's a good trick to ping to be like, well, let's give them all different power centers, and then naturally the way they gesture and the way they move is going to be different because they'll be led by different things.
It'd be interesting to take a character arc and have them have a power center at the beginning of their character arc and have that power center change as the character has changed.
Mm-hmm. And people do that in animation. There's characters where like they start off very high power centers and it slowly mellows out and gets lower through the story developing. You know, there are characters whose power centers change depending on their mood. Where at one, you know, when they're on the level, they have one power center, and when they get stressed, their power center pings to somewhere else.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be consistent.
No, there are no hard, fast rules. This is just a tool to help you guys visualize the acting and the movement of your characters.
It's like where is their will? Where is their energy coming from? What's motivating? What's driving them? What's pulling them through life?
Yeah, because the way you react to your power centers can be different. Because like Elaine says, what about someone that's shy? How would one power center that? Well, you could very much have a power center still in the chest, but the difference would be that rather than pushing it forward, they would be trying to hide it all the time.
So we'd be pulling them back.
Yeah, so the shoulders will be pulled into the chest, and the head will be pulled down to the chest, and these will be pulled up to the chest, rather than everything being pushed back from it.
Oh, so you can change whether it's a
push or a
gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Power centers with push and pull. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, it feels like putting a magnet or something somewhere in your character and then having things either being repulsed or like sucked in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
I really like this challenge. I think this is a good one.
Yeah. So just keep it simple in terms of your gestures. You get bonus points if you have some kind of perspective grid in there to give the character a sense of placement. It can be something very simple. It can be anything from them sipping coffee to them like just walking, to them sitting down, to them like reading a paper or a book, you know, to them saying hello to someone. Anything you want, but something quite short and simple would be best.
Can you give me a screen cap of that doodle you just did?
Yes.
Thank you.
I will do it after the stream. I just want to make sure nothing's on my clipboard. You do get points. You get grid points. And only grid points. Hey, Noting Death, good morning. We're just wrapping up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so power centers is the challenge this week for you guys to try them and see if you find it a useful tool. And if you like it and you find it a useful tool, then hopefully it will help you out in future animations. You get a free bunny hole redemption if you use a grid. Oh, you just needed to go. Oh well, I'm sorry that we weren't around for longer anyway. You have a good day. Oh yeah, Big Hero 6 is a good one.
Yeah.
Like, it's great to think about this and then to look through movies that you like and see where you feel like the characters are placing the power centers. Obviously, some people are using it unconsciously. Some people aren't very consistent with it. But in some, it's very clear where the power centers are.
Yeah, they did. Oh, sorry for hitting the microphone. They did that character animation study where they had the characters come in and sit down on the chair that we referenced for our chair sitting.
Yeah.
But bet you they all have like very decisive power centers.
Yep, they do. They do. I can tell you they do because I've looked at it. Like, in particular, the dude with the beanie. Like, you want to talk about like groin power centers?
He's cool. I haven't seen that movie in too long.
Yeah. So it's a good tool to have in your tool belt, and it can definitely make it easier to visualize acting for your character if you can give them this consistent power center. Or inconsistent, like depending on when you want to change it and what you think that says about the character. Bread. That's it. Thank you. Oh, let's have a movie night in the Peg Bar doing a study. That'd be really fun, Eve Art Studio. That sounds awesome. If you guys want to like find Big Hero 6 somewhere and watch it together.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
Or just like each choose a movie and then do a couple of Power Center draw-overs from it. Being like, this is where it is in this scene. This is why I think they chose to have it there.
I would want to do one with Spider-Verse.
VertMB, the Peg Bar is like a Discord that we have for studying animation. If you're interested in joining, then you can shoot us an email. We used to have it open to public, but we started screening it more after we had a couple of people go in and make people uncomfortable. So we're a bit more careful about it now than we used to be.
It's it's an animation study group foremost.
Yes,
so.
it's not like a fan server. It's like people who are into animation and want to like get better. Yeah, it's like a study group. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna raid Clyde, or the animator Adam, who looks like they're doing some cool map stuff, maybe? Drawing maps for Brackenwood.
For Baymax's Power Center Power Bro, look at where he gestures.
But yeah, thanks so much everyone for coming by. We're gonna wrap up.
Awesome. Are we raiding?
Yeah, we're gonna raid Clyde. So I will set that up. I will also put us over to ending soon. Thanks so much. I'll put up the form for submitting this week's challenge onto our Twitter. So if you're not following us yet, please do, and it'll be your pinned post. And that's everything. Let me set up the raid. We'll be back tomorrow, making stuff. You're very welcome, you guys. Thanks for the thank you.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for submitting so many great Animorning challenges. And may the rest
of your day
be filled
with
adventure.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for being so pleasant. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.